Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amit, and I am an assistant professor at IIMT College of Law. So, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, decriminalization of adultery law. So, the entire topic I have divided into 5 parts. So, we'll discuss about what is law, why this law was drafted, and why Supreme Court has decriminalized it. So, this is a very controversial topic. So there is a word of caution that I'm not going to give my opinion. I'll give you the views of both the parties, and then ultimately you can give your opinion in the comment section. So let's discuss about this very important section, which is section 497, and it talks about the concept of adultery. So suppose there are 4 parties. This is a very important slide. So suppose there are 4 parties, A, B, C, D. A and C both are husbands. A is the husband of B. Please remember this thing. And C is the husband of D. Now, in case of concept of adultery, there should be this relationship outside the wedlock. So here, A, who is the husband of B, has entered into a relationship with D. D is the wife of C. Please remember this thing. So there are 4 parties, A, B, C, D. A and C both are husbands, and B and D both are wives. So here A has entered into a relationship with D. So A is the adulterer, and D, she is the adulteress. Now let's discuss this topic in detail. Now the problem with this section is only male can file a case against the another male. C, the husband, can file a case against A, the husband of B. C cannot file a case against D, though the wife has cheated C. And also B, who is the wife of A, she cannot file a case against A has cheated her. So this is the biggest problem. So I'll come to this slide again. Now let's discuss about section 497. So in section 497, it has been written that if a husband has entered into a relationship outside the wedlock with the wife of somebody else, then the husband will be punished. But the wife of the other husband, she will not be punished. So this is also a problem. We will discuss why it is so. Also, if the husband allows the wife to enter into a relationship with the husband of some other person, then it does not fall under the law of adultery. So see, the sexuality of the wife is controlled by the husband. We'll come to this topic. Now also in this section 497, the punishment prescribed is 5 years. And also it talks about fine, and both imprisonment as well as fine can be given. Now we'll discuss about this section in detail. Okay, now as I've already told you about the concept of adultery. Adultery means when you are entering into a relationship outside the wedlock. Now the biggest problem with section 497 is if a married man, if he enters into a relationship with an unmarried woman or a divorcee or a widow, it does not I'm sorry, it does not fall under the concept of adultery. But reverse is not true. If a married woman, if she enters into a relationship with an unmarried man or a widower, then it will fall under the concept of adultery. Also, wife cannot file a case against husband, and husband cannot file a case against her wife. So the punishment prescribed under section 497 is for outsiders. As I've already told you, A has entered into a relationship with D. Only C can file a case against A. and nobody else. So this is again a problem. Now we'll discuss why this section has been enacted in this way. So if we talk about the first law commission under the chairmanship of Thomas Macaulay, he said that this should not be criminalized. See, marriage is a very complex issue. We'll discuss why marriage is a very complex issue. So he said this, if somebody has cheated her wife or wife has cheated his husband, in that case, this this entire thing should not be criminalized. Let's make it a matrimonial offense. So a matrimonial offense means if if you are charged under the section 497 or the concept of adultery, it is a ground of divorce, but you cannot send a person to jail for committing this crime under section 497. But the second law commission under the chairmanship of John Romilly, he said that no, this section is very relevant and let's make it a criminal offense, but will not punish the women. He said that women are generally the victims of this crime. Now, why he said so, we'll discuss in the next slide. Now, so why John Romilly, why he said that women are the victims? So, see, as I've already told you, you have to also see the condition of Indian society. Now, suppose I'm giving you an example. Suppose I am married to 5 women. Suppose I'm giving an example. It does not have anything to do with any religion. Suppose I'm married to multiple women. Obviously, I cannot give time to all my wives. And also, as you know, we all are human. So obviously, we'll be biased toward. So I can be biased toward my first wife. So so what I'm trying to say, I'm neglecting all other my wives. So polygamy, because of polygamy, obviously my wife, the wife I'm neglecting, she will fall in love with someone else. And also you can also see the case of Fulan Devi. So Fulan Devi, she was married when she was very young, 6 or 8 years old, to a person who was 31 years old. And also this marriage was consummated. So try to understand what I'm trying to say. Obviously, when Fulan Devi, suppose when she becomes an adult, obviously she might not like her husband because of age gap, because of compatibility issue. Also, in our society, still we can see if you go to the if you go to the hinterland, you can see that the condition of women has not improved. So if the condition of women has not improved, she is not in a position to decide for herself whether the person she is choosing is the right match for her. Also, in our society, we give preference to male child. So, so we neglect female child. So in case we are neglecting female child, so the female child she might not be at liberty to decide what is best for her because once once you start neglecting someone, obviously you will deprive her of education and many other things. So if she is not educated, then she will not be able to decide for herself. Also in our society, still in our society, women are considered the property of the husband. So as you know, if you consider something as property, you can do anything with that property. So what I'm trying to say, women are considered victim. And why women are considered victims? Because of these reasons: polygamy, child marriage, age gap, deplorable condition of women, male child, property of husband. So these are the reasons. Also, let's see the judgments and also the encyclopedia. What does it say about the wife? So if we see the encyclopedia of Diderot and D. Alembert, so it says adultery is after homicide the most punishable of all crimes because it is the most cruel of all thefts and an outrage capable of inciting murders. So you see, the concept of adultery is equated with theft, and you know what is theft. So theft means when someone has stolen your movable property. So you see, women is equated with the property according to the definition given by the Encyclopedia of Diderot and D. Alembert. Also, Sir John Holt, he said adultery is the highest invasion of property. So again, you can see women are equated with the property according to Sir John Holt. He was the Chief Justice of Britain. So you can see the wisdom given by the Chief Justice. Also, in case of Vishnu versus Union of India, Supreme Court has said in case of robbery, we give punishment for 10 years. So why we are giving punishment for 5 years in case of adultery? So what is robbery? Robbery is theft plus violence. So you are equating robbery with adultery. So when you are equating robbery with adultery, in fact, we are equating the properties in both the concept. So again, women are considered the property. Now, so different persons, they have approached the court of the law. So in case of Yusuf Abdul Aziz versus State of Bombay, so the petitioner, he filed a case and he said that the entire section 497, it is in favor of women. So this section should not be there in the law book. But the court has said that Article 15.3, it provides special law for women. Now, my dear students, under Article 15.3, it is written that special law can be made for women. So this is how the Court of Law has justified Section 497. It says that Section 497 has been created because of the power it derives from Article 15.3 of the Constitution of India. Also in Saumitri Vishnu versus Union of India, so there was a case. So the petitioner contended that my husband, he has the sexual freedom to make relationship with anyone, like in case, like husband has the liberty to make a sexual relationship with an unmarried woman or a divorcee or a widower. So why wife cannot have the liberty to have a relationship outside the wedlock? So this, you know, so this is a very controversial topic, and also if you see from the point of view of society, obviously this is not going to be acceptable in a patriarchal country like ours. So the Court of Law has said, if you want any relief, go to the Parliament. Parliament is the right authority. Parliament is the right place to repeal this law. In V. Devti versus Union of India, so in this case, it was contended that only outsiders are punished. I've already explained in the first slide. So how only outsiders are punished? So when only outsiders are punished, and also this is a section which is in favor of women. So there is this concept of reverse discrimination. So this section should not be there in the law book. But then Supreme Court has not taken any decision. Ultimately, in Joseph Shine versus Union of India, again this case was brought, and Honorable Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice Deepak Mishra, he decriminalized this section 497 under this law, under this case law, which is Joseph Shine versus Union of India. Now let's discuss what led to the decriminalization of section 497. So decriminalization means that we cannot send anybody to jail, but section 497 is still there. It is still a ground for divorce. Please keep this in mind. It is still a civil offense. So what are the legal issues involved? So the first legal issue is that Article 14 talks about right to equality. So you can see sexual freedom, it is only given to male. Sexual freedom is denied to female. Also Article 15, it talks about that there should not be any discrimination on the basis of certain grounds. Also Article 21, how? So if a wife has entered into a relationship with somebody else with the permission of her husband, So in that case, it does not fall under adultery, as I've already explained. So women are considered passive sexual being. So right to life under Article 21 is also hampered. We can also see that in our country, marriage is a patriarchal institution. Female has to go to male's place. And you can also understand why marriage is a patriarchal institution. So in Hindu marriage, there is this concept of saptapadi. So the husband takes the vow while promising the wife that I'll protect you from wind, I'll protect you from fire. So you can see, we can say that how women is subjugated. So the entire concept of marriage in our in our society. So so this is the concept of, so why this concept is called the patriarchal institution, we can understand. And I've also explained that if husband allows, then it does not fall under the concept of adultery. Also, suppose if I am cheating my wife and my wife is taking the help of her friend, so I have the ground, I can file a case against the friend of my wife that my wife is involved with her friend. So there are many cases like this. So again, there is this discrimination which is against the wife. I have already explained that marriage is a patriarchal institution. Now let's discuss about the some of the points given by the different law commission. So the 42nd report of the Law Commission of 1971, headed by Anna Chandni. So she said that adultery should be decriminalized. Excuse me. Also, Justice Malimat in 2003, he says that this adultery should not be decriminalized. Punishment should be reduced to 2 years instead of 5 years, and it should be made a gender neutral crime. But it is very problematic. I'll explain how it is problematic. Again, National Commission for Women in 2007. So National Commission for Women said that this should only be a matrimonial offense. Why? Now I'll give you why everyone is supporting that this should only be a matrimonial offense. Now you have to understand, marriage is a personal issue. Marriage is a personal thing. So if my wife is not happy with me, or if I'm not happy with my wife, so there is some problem with the marriage. If there is some problem with the marriage, we should take the divorce. But then, in our society, in our religion, or in our country, divorce is not considered an ideal thing. So obviously, and also there is a report that out of 100 marriages, there are 50 extra marital affairs in all 100 marriages. So you can see why it is problematic. I've already explained from the point of view of women why there could be a concept, there could be a scope of this adultery. And also from the point of view of male, you can see if a male is not working, he will never get a good match. Forget about the good match. He will never get a match. So obviously then you can see that this marriage in favor of women also. So point is very clear. So, and also there is this other concept, whether the concept of monogamy, whether this is a natural concept or not. This is a matter of debate. And also there are many research papers which point out that this concept of marriage or the monogamy, it should be reviewed in the sense that whether this is a normal behavior or not. Ultimately, we are a social animal. So we have to see from that perspective. So I'm not giving any judgment. I'm only trying to say that why marriage is a very controversial thing. But then you have to bring a peaceful order in your society. So we have accepted the institution of marriage. Also, in case of Nalsa versus Union of India, it was said that privacy is fundamental. Privacy is fundamental to those who are transgenders. So basically, and also if you see in case Puttaswamy judgment, it is it was said that right to privacy is a fundamental right. So when I'm saying right to privacy is a fundamental right, I can also said I can also say that sexual privacy is an integral part of right to privacy. When sexual privacy is an integral part to right of privacy, so it means even if someone has indulged in adultery because of some reason, as I've already told you, and also you can see adultery is a consensual act. So obviously we cannot send a person to jail for the crime of adultery. Now let's see the global perspective. In many states of USA, in Latin America, and also in South Korea, adultery has already been decriminalized. Also, you can see there are many countries of European Union, they have already decriminalized the concept of or the offense of adultery. Now, there is a problem. Now, suppose if a person is charged under adultery, whether he can seek divorce or not. So it was cleared by the judgment given by Honorable Justice Deepak Mishra. He said that adultery is decriminalized. Adultery is no more a criminal offense, but it is a ground for divorce under the it is a ground of divorce under section 497. Also, suppose my wife, if she is entered into a relationship or an adulterous relationship, whether I'll be able to pay maintenance to my wife or not. So it was again clarified that no maintenance should be given in case there is this concept of adulterous wife. Now, so as I've already explained, section 497 has been decriminalized. Section 377 has also been decriminalized because you can see section 377 is also related to section 497. Why? Because what if someone else, if someone is engaged in a relationship outside the wedlock? So indirectly, section 377 is also related to section 497. And as I've already told you, now adultery is a matrimonial offense. So personally, I feel that polygamy is not a good thing. Polygamy should also be done away with. But now there is a case in the Supreme Court. So armed forces has appealed to the Supreme Court that the section 497 should not be decriminalized in the context of or the for the armed forces. Why? Because we are involved with the enemy, we are at the border. So if what if someone else, if what if somebody is trying to influence my wife? So as you can see, obviously there is some merit, but I've already explained why this concept of adultery is problematic. So if you have any question, you can comment in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. So that's it for today. Thank you so very much.